Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to take a look at a very fun team with Ledian. Ledian is going to be a Pokemon that got buffed quite significantly this season, gaining access to, I think, Rollout as well as Acrobatics, and of course Dynamic Punch was, I think, already on this Pokemon. This Pokemon itself is very interesting because they have a lot of different coverage on it, but it has a very tough typing. Basically, Bug and Flying is kind of considered one of the worst types possible because you have so many weaknesses. Yeah, like for example, Rock is double weak for you. You have Fire, you have Ice, you have Flying, you have Electric. You have way too many weaknesses. Like, honestly, like, there is more weaknesses than most IE resistances and fucking neutral ones together or whatever, I don't know. But this Pokemon is very difficult to kind of utilize in this kind of way, but you have a lot of bulk, which kind of makes at least allow you to at least take some of the hits, which is kind of cool. And we have a team that hopefully tries to support it the best way possible. We're going to have the Seismitoad in the lead, being able to deal with a lot of the weaknesses that you have with this Pokemon. Like, a lot of them are actually covered by Seismitoad. And then we're going to have, as a say-sub, of course, our Fearow, which also wants to bait out a lot of the Pokemon they can still then punish afterwards. Here we have Mimikyu against us, the new #1 Pokemon of this meta. It's a Pokemon that I am going to be able to go for Dynamic Punch against, which is funny because it would be resisted. Okay, the opponent forfeits anyway, but we would have broken basically their disguise, and then they would have been debuffed, and we would have knocked them out with a one-shot Acrobatics. Anyway, next opponent we're going to have here the Hydreigon. I am happy to just play this one out because we have the Icy Wind. And I'm curious on what they wanted to do there at this point. I want to catch the move here from the opponent. It didn't really work out that well, and this is going to be a bit more of a tougher matchup. They're forced to go for 2 Weather Balls back to back, which they do. I hope they survive with 1 HP here. I might just be able to survive with 1 HP. I do survive with 1 HP. And this is going to be quite huge because now I will get the shield from the opponent. Now, I might let the move go through. Why didn't I go for the Drill Run? I didn't go for the Drill Run because I was like, there is no way that they're not going to use a shield there. But apparently there is a way that they didn't go for a shield there. So that was not the way to play it. Anyway, important against us. I'm going to bait because they can't risk it. They have 2 shields left. They only... Why? Why do I have to suffer? Like, literally. But at this point, I was like, okay, it's going to be grand. Even if they would not shield this time, they're going to shield, I'm going to be fine because what I have is still Dynamic Punch on my Ledian. And while Flying is super effective against me, which they have in Drill Peck, they are now debuffed. I generate energy quite fast and I have quite a lot of bulk on this interesting... Why do you have Blizzard? Okay, never mind. We're still gonna be able to survive this one. It's not the Drill Peck that I expected. This game generally didn't go how I expected, but we're still gonna win at the end. Okay, for Radigator, we are going to have some lag in the beginning. I still have that quite a bit. I need to see if I find a solution towards this issue. But we are going to have here now the Earth Power coming through. This is going to do some solid damage against the opponent. Oh, we're going to get the shield, which I'm quite happy with as well because I want to just kind of get a bit of an advantage. And I got the advantage in terms of I have now, okay, more shields. At this point, we don't have more shields anymore because they got 1 shield back. But we have more energy than the opponent. And we have Drill Run here. And this is great because Drill Run is not going to be able to 2-shot them at this point, so I'm going to use a shield here instead and get a ton of energy. But it will be enough to 2-shot them when I have all the packs worth of energy here. I have 2 charge moves stored. This should be now enough to knock them out. First one is coming through. They use a shield. They have the CMP tie. I hope this knocks. All bubbles, of course, gonna be hit here, and it's going to be enough to KO the opponent. I still have energy on my Fearow, and I should be able to even outspeed the opponent's Feraligatr still, which I would have been, but the opponent stops out into their Ferrothorn. What do we do against this Pokemon now? I stay in. I need to get energy. I want to have a Drill Peck, and now I'm fine because I can take any hit here. Even a super effective Thunder doesn't matter. They're very likely going to run Flash Cannon though, which they do. It doesn't even 2-shot me there. Okay, it does 2-shot me now, kind of with all the fast move damage maybe. But we have so much bulk on this Pokemon, which is amazing. And again, we have double Dynamic Punch, and Dynamic Punch is one of the strongest moves in the game. And this is kind of the benefit of this Pokemon here of Ledian. You have 2 of the strongest moves in the game currently as your charge attacks. And so even because you have the bulk, like, you're still going to be kind of fine because you're still going to do quite solid against a lot of the Pokemon because you do so much damage still. Okay, I don't want to go down against the Pangoro, so I use a shield and I get the fear out from the opponent. That's okay. I will very likely get my shield back soon as well. They're going to shield this move up, that's fine. I am going to shield their move up because I kind of need to like keep my fear a little bit. It's my best answer, but also I need to get rid of the shields because then I would be able to dynamic punch the opponent Pangoro as well. Shields are down, I can stop out of here. I would have access to Icy Wind, which of course would do some super effective damage, but I'm not too sure if I'm going to be able to hit the Fearow. They're going to go for the Drill Peck. They are swapping out. Pangoro comes in. I thought I would have been able to knock them out there in time, but apparently that is not going to be the case. Night Slash is coming in, and now we are in a bit of a tougher spot. I have Dynamic Punch in order to knock them, but I need to get some energy in order to deal with the opponent's Fearow that's still lurking there. So I will take a Night Slash, I will take even another Night Slash because I need the energy in order to deal with the Fearow. The Night Slash is coming through, and I stop out here actually trying to go for the full farm down, which doesn't work out. They survive with 1 HP there. But of course, actually, they're not even going to get the fast move damage through, I think, because of the recent change. But in comes now the Sableye. I can go for an Acrobatics. Acrobatics is going to do a lot of damage, enough to put them into range where 1 Dynamic Punch is enough. Do we actually still have a chance of winning this battle is my question here. The Dynamic Punch is enough to knock out the Sableye. I am close to get to another charge move here. Okay, they have another one. So we're sadly barely going to lose there. Was a close one. I feel like I could have played maybe a tiny bit better, but it is okay. Let's move on to the next opponent. Let's see what they're going to run. Kanto Ninetails, we always have to be aware of the fact that this Pokemon has grass type coverage, and so we cannot really risk anything here. I'm going to use a shield early. It's going to be the Energy Ball. It is going to be worth it, and they sub out into the Sea King, which I'm actually alright with. I can just go for my charge move, and I could even stay in here a little bit, and I could even go for another one. Thing is here, me staying in, like the best way they can go for, they could go for an Icy Wind, for example. That would be an ideal way for them. Okay, I don't know where I stop out of here. I hope it's going to be a Drill Run. I guess I'll try to catch a Drill Run. It's very likely going to be the Icy Wind, so that made no sense to do that. But I guess I can just sacrifice my Ledian at this point, because it's not going to be good against the Fire type anyway. In comes Ninetails. Okay, they go for the charge move. That's actually better for me that they go for the charge move. The damage output actually didn't really work out for me at all, because I would need to go for an Earth Power anyway. And so Earth Power is coming through here now. This would knock out the Ninetails. And this will get the final shield, which means I'm going to swap out into my Fearow now instead. I have a move stored now. I am going to use a shield just in case they have overheat for whatever reason, which they don't. And I can knock them out here with a Drill Run. But can we still win the battle? It's going to be very, very close, as we will see the Licky coming in. We are going to try our best to go for a Drill Peck. Drill Peck is doing a lot of damage. And I missed one bubble there. It's kind of unfortunate. It doesn't really matter that much. I can try to catch the move here. Why? Because I wouldn't survive a Shadow Ball in this range, but I can survive a Body Slam. And this is what I kind of try to aim for, as now the opponent is going to use all their energy, and I hope I can go for my next charge move in time and knock them out here with my Fearow. And I can get the Sea King out. I expected the swap on him, and with that we're going to be able to win this battle. There was one battle today, I'm not sure if this is going to be this battle or the one after, where I had a fantastic matchup. It was really, really cool to see. But yeah, stay tuned, there's going to be a very interesting matchup there. There was like a perfect showcase on what basically Ledian can do in certain situations. But anyway, let's take a look at this one. Amoonguss is going to be, of course, a great opportunity for us to get energy, for us to just generally play here. We have the foreplay coming through, in comes the Mantine. We are going to be able to just go ahead and go for another charge move. This is okay. This is going to be now getting them low enough that we would even knock them out with another one. But I can catch the move. This is very likely going to be a Twister. Twister is barely doing any damage at all, which I was a bit surprised about. The Water Pulse is going to do a little bit more, of course. But we got them low already, and our fast move was super effective, which we see here already against the Mantine. I kind of put them into a range where even Dynamic Punch would be enough. And Dynamic Punch with... Okay, 2 more fast moves would be enough, but at this point we can even get rid of the Amoonguss. This is not looking too bad at all. And we will see here that there is going to be the Kingdra coming in. That is going to be a bit more awkward. I can go for the Earth Power. Maybe we gotta go for the No Shield here for the opponent. They do, which is ideal because now we got them low. And I can go for the Icy Wind to try to debuff them. But I still going to need to get rid of this Kingdra somehow. I stop out. The opponent gets to this move. And I should have shielded, because I do think I wouldn't see Peter against Kingdra. I don't know why I didn't do this. I thought I could just get to a move here, but I didn't. And now it's down to if they have 2 moves stored. I'm forced to use a shield early, and this was kind of really silly, because they do have another move stored, and now I'm actually going to lose this battle that I could have won if I just played it better. Okay, let's see. Not my favorite battle yet. There was one that was a bit more fun. Great lead for ourselves. In comes the Talonflame. We have so much lag. The lag was, by the way, on my side only. The opponent has so much more energy than I had before that I have nowhere really to go. Like, I honestly have nowhere to go, nowhere to be. I tried to play the best I can against this Talonflame, but like this was just horrendous. Like the lag that we had there in the beginning. We had such a great lead, but we're now so far behind in terms of energy. But we have no Ledian. And it looks really, really bad, because I'm forced to roll them down, but I can't actually because I have 2 charge moves stored. And so I am in a position where I have to use the no shield there against the fly. I should have, no, never mind, I needed to because we have still more Peko, and I need to deal with more Peko as well. I can go for the dynamic punch here. I get the near KO. Okay. So whatever they have in the back, they must trust. I cannot the move go here, it's going to be just Psychic Fangs. It is going to be Chestnut. That's really bad for our lead. It would be amazing though for our Ledian, but the issue is they still have 2 shields left. Ledian is going to be very, very low into nearly the red health here already. Even resisted hits most likely do quite a bit of damage. But both hits are double resisted. Frenzy Plant comes in here first. I don't really want to take the risk. For like this case, it's always best to shield the first one, because if they put you into farm down range, then it's kind of unfortunate. But like if you have a shield, it takes a 1 turn for the opponent to use a charge move anyway. Forcing them to use that extra turn again helps out quite a bit. And here, as we will see, I will actually be able to win this battle thanks to Dynamic Punch Ledian keeping us safe there, taking so many hits from the opponent even though we are so low already. That's gonna be it for the short video. Hopefully you enjoyed the showcase towards Ledian, and I will see you then. Bye bye.